Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome any new subscribers. What we got going on today? You want to tell them what we got going on today? Yeah, all you want is want something. All right, so we're gonna keep going here. We had a couple questions. Had one from Adam X. He wanted to know if this bad boy is a good vehicle to have. And then we got another one from I think Frostbite. Yeah, Frostbite. He wanted some general maintenance shit. So we're gonna do some general maintenance shit on this thing because I haven't touched it all last year. All I did was drive the damn thing, and that was basically it. Other than that, I didn't check anything or do anything to it. So we'll get with that. But yep, the first question: this thing, is this a good vehicle to have? Apparently, he has a nice large track somewhere. So let's think about this. I got me some coffee because it's so dark 30. I got me some Death Wish over there on the TV. Shit, it's a good Saturday morning. All right, so what's going on with this? This thing. I will give it this. It's a good vehicle. I really never have to do any work to it other than some rod links come loose every now and then. But that's because I didn't replace them. I just kept super gluing it back in. So that's my own fault. The body doesn't hold up real well. I mean, I'm not a big basher or anything. Well, I'm not a basher, let's just say. And you can see that shit cracked right there. Yeah, shit. I just noticed that today. So that's on its way out. A little crack right there, which is normal. That ain't too bad. Got a crack right there. That's kind of messed up. So yeah, the body, it's big and heavy. So yeah. So number one, and it's expensive to replace the body. I think it's like around $150 for a new body, and that's without the framework or whatever's inside there. So that's a downfall. So what else we got going on? Now don't get me wrong on this shit. I've had two of these, so I'm not saying anything bad about it. Anything I say is my opinion. You guys, if you watch the videos, you see how I drive. I'm pretty conservative. I drive like a little 12-year-old girl, so I try to make them last. But this thing, it wouldn't be my first choice, because that would be my first choice. Let's tell you why. First, it's a pain in the ass to work on this. If you got RC skills, yeah, you can get through it. It's just a pain in the ass. But if you ain't got the RC skills and you're just learning, this is not the one to learn on, because you're going to get frustrated. Let alone just to get this body off the 17 screws or 14 or whatever it is. It's just to get that body off, you got to take a bunch of screws out. This one, you just undo the pins. You can see what you're looking at. All right, what else? The parts for this are expensive. Very expensive compared to the parts for that. I got this big ass bag of parts, full of parts, aluminum parts, all kinds of parts for one of these for $50. You're gonna pay that much for a couple arbs for these damn things. But the servo, I've never had a problem with the servo. I never had a problem with the first one I had, and never had a problem with this one. The motor, when they switched this over to with the second version, I think it was like a 750, 800 kV motor, some shit like that, but it was 8S. This is the motor from a version 1. It's a 1200 kV. This is only rated to 6S, which is perfectly fine for this vehicle, because this thing is actually faster on 6S with this motor than on 8S with the other motor. So, and it just, the throttle's more responsive and it's more controllable, in my opinion. My opinion, none but my opinion. But yeah, I would not, because this thing just on a straightaway, it'll power through. It'll kick that thing's ass left and right. But as soon as you hit a corner, this thing's gonna flip. If it doesn't corner worth a shit. It's terrible in corners. If you got big sweeping track, yeah, it'll do fine. But if you got some technical crap, it's not going to do that good. So now I would not suggest this. I mean, if you really want it, I mean, it'll get through. But if everybody else is running stuff that corners better, they're going to be kicking your ass left and right, unless you got some big ass straightaways. because on a straightaway, this thing will soak up the bumps and it'll just go wide open. Handles real nice. Like I said, I've never had to do any real maintenance on these, other than like refill the shocks, some shit like that. Never electronics. Well, I usually take electronics out, but yeah, these servos, I've never broke one. But then again, I don't drive it super hard, so no, I wouldn't go with this. I would go with like a Mojave, or something to think about, if you can get a hold of one, the new Fire Team, because I got one coming in. It should be here next month. I had to pre-order that bullshit. But the Mojave is so easy to work on. You can get right in there. Everything's there. You can see if something's bad right away. So yeah, I'd go with the Mojave or something like that, because the parts are cheap. These things are cheap. These are like a little under 700 plus some tax. These are like, I think like 900 plus some tax. You still gotta get batteries. So but then if you get a Mojave, you're definitely gonna be changing the servo out. Electronics, they'll last you. The radio, if you like that radio, yeah, but I hate that radio. I hate them Spectrum radios, at least the ready to run ones. All right, so there's the first one down. In my opinion, I wouldn't go with this. Unless you're a skilled RC dude, ain't got no problem working on them, doesn't mind taking off all them screws to get to it. Yeah, and it depends on your track too. Like I said, you got a lot of technical shit, you want that. If it's just a lot of straightaways and some sweeping curves, yeah, go ahead and get this, because it'll eat them up. But like I said, I didn't like it on 8S. I liked it better with this, so there's something I don't know, it's up to you. All right, so I hope that answers your questions. And then let's move on to frostbite shit, the general maintenance. Like I said, I didn't check this shit all summer, spring, whatever, all last year. I just drove the damn thing. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just check the body out real quick, see how bad that is. And usual shit, just put some, I'm probably gonna cut this section out because it's just gonna keep ripping. That one too, look at, it's already up to here. So it's best just to cut that section out. All right, other than that, body ain't too bad. If it ain't too bad, you can put some duct tape back behind it. I wouldn't put too much time and effort into your body. You're just gonna tear this shit up anyway. That right. And I'm gonna check shit out. Check the wheels out, see how much slop they got. A little bit there. The back one. The back one looks like it's got a lot, but half of that is the rod slop. So just hold the rod, then move it. We're still gonna pull the bearings out real quick because it's easy enough. Look it over, see if one's broke. Yeah, it looks like we got some broke ass shit up here. That's fine. It'll break some more. All right. Next one I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disconnect the servo. I'm gonna take it off to make sure that all this shit is nice and free and easy play. It's like it's supposed to, and then binding. And I'm gonna pull the tires off. So let me get the tires off and get this servo disconnected. I'm also gonna back this motor off so it's not touching the spur gear, so the drivetrain moves nice and freely, so I can check that. All right, I got it backed off, so it everything sees. I'll check the drive shaft so when I'm turning it, see how bent they are. That one looks okay. That one looks okay. And check the drive cups. Don't look like they're getting beat in too bad yet. Check the rear drive cups. Just checking to see how far this thing has beaten the shit out of that thing. So those look pretty good. Let me check the back. Yeah, look pretty good. I got CVDs back here, so we don't have no drive cup there. Check this front one out. Get in there. Yeah, it looks good. Check these front ones out. Yeah, it looks good. Yep. I got CVDs, so yeah, everything spins nice and smooth. And I'm gonna get the fingers in here and I'll wiggle all these cups and see which ones are really sloppy loose. If that shit wriggles around a lot, you got a bad bearing. Get my big old meat fingers in here. That's all right. 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 Might have a little bit of problem here. A lot of wiggly room right there. You guys see that shit? So this might have a worn bearing, or maybe the shaft is, I don't know, I'll have to check it out. But yeah, it sounds a little noisy. All right. So I checked out all the cups. So I'm gonna have to pull this off, and I'm gonna take this apart and check it. That's gets the most beating out of it. You can check your shocks. Bring them down. That feels good. If it feels like it's real loose and then it gets tight, you need some more oil in there. It should feel consistent all the way through. Yeah, that feels sweet. Feels good. Feels good. And all you gotta do is check. If it's all wet here, you know your shit leaking, so you need more fluid in there. I think I'd filled these up once, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. Alright. So yeah, she looks pretty good. Make sure this all turns nice and smooth. I got bearings in here. I put bearings in this shit. And the steering, took them bushings out. These are sloppy as hell. Look at that. That's, look. That's going this way. It's not just back and forth. I mean, it slides back and forth. But yeah, so that's, that pin slowly notched the inside of this out. So it's wider here and wider here. So it gets that little bit there. But that's Arrma for you. Because this thing hasn't got that many runs. I think it was new at the beginning of the year, if I remember right. I've had like 7 of these, so love me some Mojave. All right, so yeah, let's check this rear out. A little bit of slop there, but that's linkage slop. Yeah, that back end sounds a little dry. I'll check that out. All right, so now I'm gonna move on to electronics. Make sure that's all good to go. Everything is good. Like I said, this shit's coming out. This shit going in the fire team. I've got fire team to be here in a week or so. All right, so looks like we got a little bit of work here. That's a fire waiting to happen. So yeah, check your connectors. Yeah, we'll pull these. I got some the XT90s or whatever coming in, so I'm gonna redo these EC5s. They kind of suck. Yeah, that one's coming out too, but this one's real bad. This shit just. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on your wires. So that's something we got to fix. Other than that, everything looks good. Other than this bearing back here, I got some doubts about. But we will pull these off and check these bearings out. So give me a minute. All right, so I loosen up that screw in there. Pull the pin out. If you never took this off, it might be Loctited in there real good. So if you don't strip that thing out in there, because you got to drill that shit out. So be careful. If you have to, you're gonna have to heat it up or something. Check back on some of my other videos. I'll show you how to get these off when they put all that crap in there. All right, let's put all these parts on a tray so we don't lose this shit. All right, let's pull the CBD out. You'll probably have dog bones on yours. Check that out. Probably take that apart and clean it. It's easy enough to do. A little wear on there. All right, let me pop these bearings out. We'll check these out. All right, pop the bearings out. Not too bad in there. Let's check this one out. Feels good. No gritty. I'll wipe that down. Put that back in. Okay, this one feels whooped. It feels like there's little rocks in there. It is not spinning freely, so this one will need to be replaced. I mean, if it feels like, I mean, you could clean it and get by, but once it's got that dirt in there, you don't know how long that shit been in there and how bad it wore out the inside. So it just replace the shit, man. Yeah, just replace it. So yeah, that feels like crap. This one feels nice and smooth. I mean, this one feels like butter. This feels like some old crusty ass. So yeah, that's gonna be replaced. All right, so that's how you do the back. And then just put your bearings back in, clean everything up. Don't you can wipe it down with a little oil, but don't put too much in there because that's just going to attract dirt. So yeah, for the rear that's good. So that'll take care of that. I'll check the other one. For the front, check the bearings on that, and it's a whole nother story. All right, I actually took them both out. You just when you put them back in, just snug them back up against there. There's no gap in between it or anything. If you had some models, they got like one of these little clips in there. So just whenever you have, put it back the way it was. All right, so I got that out because I want to make sure these pivot balls is all moving nice and smooth in there and isn't binding. But we'll get to that. All right, so I loosen up the pin, the hex in there, so I pull this shit apart. All right, got them out. Let's check the back one. Crunchy. That one's shit. Oh, that one just barely even turds bad. Yeah, you gotta check your shit. That one just barely turds. So those two are shot. So yeah, it's a good thing. I'm sure I got more. Arrma bearings last about, shit, anywhere to 20 to 30 battery packs. So after that, a lot of them go south. I mean, these aren't sealed. Oh God, I hope I got enough bearings. So hey, Jimmy, if you're watching this shit, your bearings are all messed up too. I guarantee your shit. Man, I think your shit was newer than this one. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, I bet you your bearings are on their way to shithole town too. All right, so we're gonna pull these other sides off and see how many more bearings we got. All right, we got the other side, front one's out. Crusty as shit. That's smooth. No, that one's bad. That one's bad. That one's good. That one's good. Okay, these are the back ones from the other side. Let's try the little one. Nah, that one's worn. It's smooth, but it's too smooth. That one I can feel crusties in there. And it's getting too smooth. When it just free spins like that, that means it's all worn the frick out inside there. There's no grease left. There's nothing in there. I mean, you could get some more runs out of this, but another 5, 6, 7 battery packs, your ass gonna be back in there doing this shit again anyway, so you might as well do it now. All right, so the bearing box is telling me I only got one of these, and I need 4. So I gotta order some of these. So how you gonna figure out what the hell size this shit is? Well, you gotta take it over here. You go get one of these. You go get these at Harbor Freight, whatever. I mean, this shit old as hell. This ain't even electronic. So you do the inside, which is 15 mils. Then you're gonna measure the outside, 21 mils. Then you're gonna measure how thick this bitch is, which is 4 mils. So we're gonna need a 8 by 16 by 5 and a 15 by 21 by 4. Those are the 2 bearings you need for that. All right, ordered some up. I bought 30 of each. So it came up to $58 shipped to the door with tax, title, tags, and license. So a little less than $1 each, which is fine. It's just the way it is. But these are original Arrma bearing. Look at that, that one already coming apart. Yeah. A little metal thing or seal or something. I think they put sealed ones in there now. Arrma does. No, don't hold me to that shit. But I think I've seen sealed ones in one of the other ones I had. So who knows? All right. So we gotta wait for bearings. All right, we're gonna take these apart. Still pain in the ass finding shit, because those, any of you guys that watch my crap more than a couple times know there used to be something over here. I cut that shit out. Cut that off, cut that shit out. Got rid of a bunch of shit. Sold a bunch of shit. So I got some more room. Shelves are empty. Well, except for those 4 damn things. Alright, so let's get these CBDs apart. These are off the back. These have been used before. I don't know if you can see that. See that pin moving in there? And this pin is pretty much womping the living hell out of this outer hub here. How's this one? Yeah, I'm womping the hell out of it too. Like I said, these have been on 2 different vehicles, so it's not like they're fresh. Let's try a front one. See how bad they are. Yeah, they got some too. Not bad though. It ain't broke. So we're gonna take one of these apart. These come apart. You don't even need nothing. Just push the pin through. Come apart. Push that through. This part, and then check this. Make sure this pin hasn't beat the living hell out of these, because it'll bind on you. So it's starting to. I don't know if you can see that shit or not. Let me turn the camera back on. I don't know if you can see that or not right there, but it's starting to womp on it. It's not bad. Make sure it ain't got no burrs on it. It's got a little burr on it. I'll probably take that off before I put it back together. Let's check this other one out. Let's keep these parts together for whatever reason. Knock that one out, that one out. Let's check this one out. That one looks alright. Not bad. How's the pin look? Make sure it ain't bent, worn too much. This one looks good. Alright. I'm gonna clean those up. Put them back. I'm gonna check this end here too. I want to check, see how bad these are getting womped on. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see it tapered down, so it's slowly womping the living shit out of the ends of these. But they still got a good 20, 30 battery back left on them before you need to replace these. And these things are pretty cheap. I think you can get a set for like under 25 bucks, which is good for a set of CVDs. And like I said, they'll fit. You have to watch the other videos. Sometimes I had to modify them a little bit. I had to grind down the backs of these or whatever, depending on which model you're sticking it on. You have to watch the video. Sorry guys, put the effort in. All these this pivot ball shit, make sure you check these out. This should be nice and smooth. Shouldn't be all gritty in there, and it shouldn't be tight, shouldn't be binding, but it shouldn't be loose. So you got to find the happy medium. This one feels tight and feels gritty in there. What you got to do is you got to take these red things out. And don't worry about lining them up, because when you slowly turn them in, you're just going to wait for these to feel snug but yet not binding. So I'm going to pull these out and we're going to see how funky it is in there. Alright, so you just unscrew it with the big old Allen head. And inside there, there's going to be this. It's got a concave side and a little side with a ridge that fits inside there like that. And then you just basically put it in there and tighten it up until this is nice and snug. So let's knock these out. Balls out. Check them out. Make sure they ain't all rusty or beat to hell. These look pretty good. Clean them up a little bit. That'll be fine. What does it look like inside there? Alright, a little skanky. So we'll get some of that dust out. And I wipe it down with a little bit of WD-40. And then wipe the WD-40 out so it soaks into the plastic. So it's not laying on there. Alright. So we'll get these cleaned up, get this put back together. I'll show you how to do that. Alright, let's put these back together. I already cleaned them out, wiped this shit down. Put it in like that, push through there. Like this thing, put the concave side down. Grab one of these. Make sure you don't cross thread this shit, because you'll wreck your day. Alright, after you get them in there, tighten them down, make sure you don't cross thread them, make sure they go straight in, and make sure this doesn't go in and out, but yet it's nice and free to move around. So you just got to turn that a little bit at a time. till it gets to the point where there's no in and out slack, but yet it moves around in there nice and freely. So that's what you want. They'll basically end up about flush with here. So like I said, just no in and out movement, but freely moving around. And that's all it is for the front. Like I said, I can't put them back together because I ain't got enough bearings. And I still got to do this, and this video is getting way too long. So everybody's got a general idea what you got to do, how to put these back together, how to clean the shit, how to look for, all that good stuff. So I get my bearings, I'll put this back together. I still got to do that. That's not going to be in the video. I think there's, I got a couple of videos on how to take the rear end apart. So just have to look for them. All right. Hope that answered the 2 subscribers' questions. And I'm going to carry on with this. Like I said, this shit's coming out. Hopefully that fire team will be here. Hopefully this shit will fit. If not, I'm going to make this shit fit. So. And remember, I pay for my shit, so my stuff ain't free. So I'm going to give you an honest opinion of stuff. I'm not going to bullshit your ass just because I got it for free and I want to keep getting more free shit. Ain't nobody got the balls to send me nothing for free because I will critique that shit to death. All right, so till next time. All right, out here.